I'd just gone back from holidays. I'd gone to my hometown, and basically there, I have this awesome group of friends, people who I love and enjoy spending time with. And I come back, and I don't have that crazy social life, that crazy good support from my friends. And in my school, there's a lot of people who give me a hard time, or I don't feel like I click with as many people at school. It was on that week that I realized I hadn't really been putting in any effort when I was at this school. I'd kind of just like written it off and said like, oh, this is shit, and I never wanted, like, I never put in any real effort to actually, build some better connections and actually put myself out there, because I always thought that I could just move back to my hometown. And I realized that was the problem. And so I started putting myself out there more. I started going out on my weekends, started catching up with more guys, meeting people from the gym, like building connections, talking to all the guys who I live with more. I started fucking trying. And I was on the phone with my friend, and I didn't think anything had really changed. It didn't really feel like that different. I was just talking to a few more people, building a few better connections. It was a little bit better. It was starting to slowly get better, but I was on the phone with my friend. And so earlier in that day, I was talking with this guy who I hadn't spoken to in a long time, and I was having a good chat and a good laugh with him. This guy is friends with one of my really close friends. I'm on the phone with my really close friend who's friends with the guy I was talking to earlier that day. And he said, yo, this guy, he said that you're actually really funny and people are starting to like you way more, and people actually, really enjoy your company. And when I heard that, it meant so much to me, and it made me realize something real big. I was never, ever gonna make better friends and better connections when I'd already written off in my mind that I didn't want to. That was never gonna happen. And so this was like a really nice thing for me to hear, that I had started putting in effort, and I was starting to get some sort of result and some sort of difference in my life. Last night I was out, I met so many people, had such a good time, was out with my friends. And this is something that I wouldn't have normally ever done. I've been out with friends like pretty much every single day for the last half a week since I got back to this town. And every single day I've been doing something. I was at a friend's house the day before. I was going to the gym with my friend. I was doing all these things, and this would have been impossible a month ago. Like, for me to be catching up with this many people, like having this great of friends. It all happened because I stopped making fucking excuses for myself that, oh, the school was my problem. I just fucking put myself out there. Stopped being a bitch. Stopped like just staying to myself. I pretended like, oh, I was just working on things that I was passionate about, like just working hard. And I was, I suppose, but I needed to be putting in effort on this because this is what really meant a lot to me, being around really good people. And now everything's changed. Here's some photos with my friends. It might not be the exact same friends that I'm talking about in this town, but I just can't be fucked putting up new photos at the moment. But yeah, by the end of this video, I'm going to explain exactly what I did. If you want to, you can subscribe and follow my Instagram at Finnaman. I'm going to be uploading some more stuff there, and I'm going to be uploading a shit ton more on YouTube. But the first thing you need to do is you need to be consistently going somewhere where there's other people, because you're delusional. You're actually fucking insane if you think you're gonna meet new people if you go the same places with the exact same people every single day. If all you do is go to school and you come home, you're never gonna make any better friends, because you might be able to make really good friends in school if you're a really sociable person. But if you're not a really sociable person, you're probably not gonna make really good friends in school. And the only way to become more sociable is to put yourself out there and make more friends. So you get stuck in this fucking loop that you go over and over and over, and you don't make any progress just going to school, trying to make better friends with people there. And so what you need to do is you need to go to a place where there's actually people that you can talk to and have a fresh start with. I'm basically on my third fresh start of chances to where I can meet people. Like, first time in my hometown, I guess that's the first fresh start when I started hanging out with people outside of school. Second fresh start is when I moved to my new school across the world. And third head start is when I've just been meeting new people in this state that aren't even in my school. And you have no idea the power of just putting yourself out there and going to some kind of place where there are other people who you can potentially click with. That place for me last week when I was in Sydney, this is like a bit separate to where I live and the friends that I have, but I was in Sydney and I was still meeting people there because there was this gym about like a 5-minute walk from my place. Absolutely massive, tons of people my age. Awesome place. I got like one of my friends to send me their guest pass for a bit. It was awesome. And every day pretty much I would go to the sauna and I would see like 5 or 10 other guys. Maybe not every day, but one day I saw up to like 10 guys my age who I had a conversation with all of them. And I realized like I was never gonna make this many like new connections and whatnot if I was just sitting at my school not talking to anybody new. I met a bunch of really good guys who I really clicked with, and that only happened because I was going to this gym consistently. And so what I've done is now I'm signing up to a boxing gym here. I'm going on Tuesday. I've been putting myself out there, doing way more things. I've been going to the gym consistently, putting myself out there all the time. But now I want to put myself out there even more. I want to do even more. And if I can do this much shit, surely you can do one little thing for yourself. School doesn't fucking count, by the way. If you're putting yourself out there in school, I don't think that fucking counts. I already explained why, so I'm not gonna get into it. Now, I have a whole procedure and like plan for anybody who struggles to get in more conversations, better conversations, like genuinely connect with people better. But I'm sick of fucking talking about that on my videos. I'm fucking tired of it. Every single time I use the same fucking analogies or like I change it up with the stories. Just sick of it a little bit, so I'm not gonna talk about it this video. But if you want any of that, message me on my Instagram. Just say like, yo, can you send me what you were talking about in your video and I'll just send you like the entire plan. I got no problem with that. But I'm not fucking talking about it right now. Now, the one biggest thing that I've learned is you can be going these places, talking to as many people. Like, let's say you just mastered like talking to more people. And you're going to a place where there's people your age or people who might have a similar interest in you. So like for me, I love boxing. You might be a fucking chess geek and you go to a chess tournament. Or honestly, I went to chess tournaments when I was younger, when I was into chess. That was honestly a great place to meet people. I had a good time with my chess friends. The point that I'm making here is just go somewhere where there's people you can connect with. Once you've done that, once you're talking to people there, there's one massive thing that you need to do. So basically, I want to tell you the story. I was going to get a haircut. I'd buzzed my hair, but it looked like fucking shit. It was like done by one of my mates and everything. It was good, but when it got longer, it was just really uneven. I needed a cleanup. So I went there and I sat down and I saw this guy my age, but I just like gave like a little head nod. It's just like a nice way of saying hi, I suppose. But I sat down right next to him and I was like, hey mate, what's your name? I introduced myself immediately. And so for some backstory, I'd been out the night before and I was out. Like the next day I had no energy or anything. But something weird about when I've been out doing a shit ton of social stuff the night before, the next day for some reason it's just really easy to talk to people and I don't even think about it. And so my mouth just started blah blah blah, like opening and speaking. And we talked about like haircuts and where this guy, he was from Bali, which was sick as fuck. And we could relate because we both went to international schools and it's really similar. Like it genuinely is really a similar experience. And there's not that many people I can talk to understand what I'm speaking about. And I had a great chat about this with him. And I ended up clicking really well. I had to go leave the hairdressers. I had to go run and go get to something on time. And in the end, got his Instagram and everything. I messaged him and I thought he was a fucking awesome guy. And I was like, this guy is such a legend. I can't just like not say anything. So I ended up asking him if he wanted to go to the gym. We live real close apparently. About 2 days ago, we were in the gym and we're having a great time, having a great chat again. And we're planning to meet up again. And I wanted to tell you this story because you might be like, what the fuck? Oh, I can't meet friends here and there. Like, I met a fucking bloke in a barber shop and I really clicked with him. And so what I wanted to tell you is it's not really where you meet anybody. It's just that it's not even how well you connect with some people sometimes. Sometimes it's just saying like, yo, we should go run a workout sometime or we should go do this. Just ask. Imagine if I didn't ask. He would just be some guy who I never really saw again. But now I have like somebody who I really relate to and has the same experience with me in like terms of schools and living internationally. I was gonna give you another story, but I feel like I delivered the point pretty well. If you just ask somebody to hang out, you're gonna make way better friends than anybody who's... If there's the most charismatic fucking guy in the room, he might make a few friends accidentally because of like people asking him to hang out. But even if, honestly, in my experience, you can be the fucking sickest guy in the world. If you're not asking anyone to meet up, you're never gonna make any friends. It's just the fucking guys who go, oh, yo, you wanna hang out sometime, bro? Like, simpletons who just, like, ask, and they're not even overthinking, like, oh, what if this guy, blah, blah, blah. Like, when you're overthinking this is the number one thing that stops you from making good friends. If you have any questions, message my Instagram. I'm happy to help. Finna man. Have a great day, brother. Take care of yourself.